The overhead Cossack squat, a frontal plane exercise focused on the hips, legs, and shoulder muscles with the focus of improving unilateral strength within a side-to-side motion. An overhead Cossack squat is a Cossack squat done with the weight held overhead. You should have excellent mobility and a strong front rack Cossack squat before attempting this movement. The basics of the front rack have been covered in the front rack Cossack squat video, so click the link in the top right if you need a refresher. Here's what we're looking for. Set up with a wide stance, toes pointed out, and safely pick up the weight of choice. For this video, we'll use a kettlebell, but you can also use a dumbbell. Use two hands if necessary to secure the weight on the shoulder, then press the weight overhead. Lock out the elbow and stack the weight directly over the shoulder and upper back. When ready, take a breath in, brace the whole torso, and control the descent using the legs. It is of utmost importance that you stay as upright as possible in order to keep the weight balanced overhead. Look at the side view. Any lean forward during the squat will most likely cause the weight to shift forward as well, because the shoulder can only extend so far back. This will make maintaining the weight stacked overhead a lot more demanding. We're looking to keep the center of mass of the weight as close to our body's own center of mass. The further the weight moves away from the body forward, the more strain it will cause on the shoulders, making it critical to get our mobility in our shoulders, upper back, hips, and ankles to a point where we can maintain an upright posture. Reviewing some points from our Cossack squat video, you should maintain a proud chest throughout the movement, track the knees in the direction that the feet are pointed, and aim to reach full depth every time. By this point, you should also have the requisite mobility to push the knee forward over the toes without the heel losing connection with the ground. This is important in shifting the hips forward so we can maintain that upright posture. To top it off, all this should be done with a flat back. Try to imagine a straight rod running through your spine throughout the movement. Complete the assigned number of reps in both directions and switch arms so you can evenly work muscles of both sides. Here's some common faults we see. Most commonly, we see the lean forward and the strenuous effort on the part of the shoulder and back muscles to relocate that weight backward. A quick recipe for a back strain. This is primarily a mobility issue that can be solved by improving the mobility in the shoulders, thoracic spine, hips, and ankles. Focus on improving the mobility at these points first and achieving the correct positions. Then slowly add weights overhead, and you'll find it much easier stacking the weight overhead, allowing you to focus more on using the legs. Let's talk about some modifications. If this movement is too easy, try adding more time under tension, aka go slower, doing more reps, or even adding more weight. Of course, only to the extent to which you can maintain the perfect positioning we just talked about. If it's too hard, your best bet is to use a lighter weight or to try to improve your front rack Cossack squat. Slowly building your strength and mobility by increasing the number of reps and the time under tension will help you work your way back to the overhead. Some comments before we let you guys go. Remember, quality always trumps quantity. Moving well always takes priority over the number of reps or the weight used. Further your mind-body connection by constantly trying to identify and feel the correct muscles working. Videotape yourself for feedback and be happy with the fact that you're doing good for your body.